Okay guys, so this is part 2 of the review before we get into the systems of equations. This is page 2 of your notes, and we've got 3 problems that we need to do. Now this very first problem is just a reminder that, hey, not all of your answers will be an integer or a whole number. So let's go through and solve this. So we've gotten rid of the parentheses by multiplying the outside number to everything on the inside. You can see we've slid a 1 in there to take care of that. And for the second part there, it's -2 times +3, and that's why I'm writing a -6 or a -6 there. All of this falls straight down. So now we have to go and simplify the left side of the equation. And when we do the simplifying on the left side of the equation, we don't say something like, -2x and -2x underneath. We just put it together in our heads. -2 plus 2 is 0. So that cancels out. They're no longer there, and the -6 is what's left over, and it just drops down, and the equal sign again drops down right underneath it. Let's go check the right side of the equation. You can see here that we can put 3 minus 8 together, always still in the signs in front of the number, right? And so that makes it be -5. And so these two have combined or simplified to give us that -5, and the plus 4x can come straight down. Now you've got a two-step equation, and you just solve it. In this case, you can see here that it would be a fraction, but we can also make it a decimal if desired. Usually fraction is your best bet. Now, the next part of the lesson is going to be something new. This is where we're going to take a look at an equation that has no solution, or something that has infinite solutions. In other words, like an unlimited number of solutions that makes it true. And it sounds a little weird, but we're going to go through and solve these equations, and you're going to see a moment where you go, huh, that's strange. And that's where the new stuff is going to come into play. So this second problem that we have is going to be a no solution example, and the third one will be an infinite solution. And I want you to see that when you look at these equations at the beginning, normally they look like a normal equation, and you don't know what's going to happen. So you still go through your normal steps of solving the equations. And if you looked back at the very first page, right here of our notes, it's get rid of parentheses, simplify the left side and right side if you can, get all the variables to one side, and then boom, two-step equation. So that's what we're going to do here. No parentheses. So now we start checking, can we do anything on the left side? When they're on the same side, I just want you to, in your mind, say what's 4 minus 1, and obviously it would be a 3x there. And again, that's how we simplify when the two terms are on the same side of the equal sign there. It's different when they're on different sides, okay? The plus 7 can fall down, and the equal sign. Checking the right side of the equation, there's nothing we can do there, so those just fall down. And so now we have to get all of our variables to one side of the equation since we have them on both sides. Now, I can minus 3x on the right side, and that would cancel it. Or, hey, I could minus 3x on this side, and that cancels that. And that's when you start to go, hey, this looks a little strange. Because what happens is that we have variables canceled out on both sides. Now there's no more variables to drop down. This is 0, and that's 0. And so the 7 and the 10 just fall straight down. And when you have the situation where there's no more variables left, but the left number does not equal the right number, it means that it's a false statement because 7 does not equal 10. And what it's trying to show you is that the left side of the equation really is not equal to the right side, and that violates what that equal sign means. So it means that the whole thing is fake. It's broken. And so what we do at this point to let the person know, we write a 0 with a slash through it, and that's a symbol that stands for no solution. There's no number that we can plug in there that would make this equation true. And if you want, you can just do the symbol itself, but just make sure that you understand that that means no solution. So because this is a broken equation, there's no number that we can plug in there that will make it true. I don't care what type of number you plug in there, it will not be solvable. And then there's one other situation that we look at, and it's called infinite solutions, and that's where no matter what number you plug in, it does make the equation true. There's more than one answer. In fact, there's infinite solutions, but you don't know that when you first start solving these equations. So let's just go through and see what we find. Now, technically, you can see that the left side is the exact same as the right side. The order is flipped, but because they're exactly the same, it doesn't matter what number that you plug in within, it's going to make it true. Now me, when I'm solving this on my paper, I don't normally stop here. What I do is I go ahead and I try to get all variables to one side because this is what you see. And then we see that we have the 7s that would just fall down. But we have no variable left over again, just like we did up here. There was no variable left over, but these two numbers did not equal each other, so we said, hey, that's a false statement, so it can't be solved because the left side's not equal to the right side. Here, these two numbers are really equal to each other, so that is a true statement, and with no variables left over, that means it is infinite solutions. This symbol means infinity or infinite solutions. No matter what you plug in, it'll work. And if you come back to this part here where we've got it simplified, if you plug in 0 on both sides, you'd have 7 on both sides. You plug in 1 on both sides, you'd have 10. I mean, no matter what, it's going to work out to where it's the solution. So when you go solve these equations, if you still have a variable left over all by itself, it's just going to have one answer. But if you get down to these two scenarios where after you get the variables to one side and there's nothing left over, it's either going to be a no solution setup or an infinite solution setup.